Are you ready to witness a love story that shines brighter than any storm? Join Diem and Toan as they journey from helping flood-stricken villagers to dreaming of a wedding that embodies hope, faith, and endless love. From the tender moments of shared compassion to heartfelt conversations about a sacred church ceremony filled with prayers and blessings, this story captures the essence of love, devotion, and the joy of building a future together. Don't miss a single moment. Hit subscribe now and follow their emotional, inspiring journey toward the perfect wedding day. After days of relentless rain and the flooding that had swept through nearby villages, Diem and Toan finally returned home, their bodies tired, but their hearts strangely light. The images of villagers wading through muddy waters, of children clutching small parcels of food, and of families beginning the painstaking work of cleaning their homes lingered vividly in their minds. They had done what they could, lending hands, offering comfort, and witnessing the resilience of people who had so little, yet gave so much in return. But even amidst the memory of hardship, a gentler, more personal anticipation began to bloom between them, a shared vision of a future that belonged entirely to the two of them. As they stepped through the doorway of their quiet home, the scent of rain-soaked earth still clinging faintly to their clothes, Diem felt a flutter of excitement. The flood, the chaos, the exhaustion, they were all behind them now. What mattered most was the life they were building together, the love that had carried them through every challenge, and the dream that had been quietly growing in both their hearts, their wedding. She could almost see it, herself walking down a sunlit aisle, Toan waiting at the altar, the church filled with the soft murmur of prayers and the warm smiles of family and friends. It was a day she had imagined countless times, yet now it felt tangible, a promise hovering just within reach. Toan watched her, noticing the way her eyes sparkled when she spoke of the future. He could see her mind weaving intricate details of the ceremony, the gentle flicker of candles, the scent of fresh flowers, and the hushed reverence of the church, and the unspoken blessing of everyone present. Every small element mattered to her, and he knew it would matter to him as well, because it was a reflection of their love, pure and devoted. They spoke softly, almost reverently, about the colors, the flowers, the music, and the vows they would exchange. Every word, every sigh, and every shared smile seemed to make the dream more vivid, more alive. Even the memory of the flood, the struggles they had witnessed, became part of their story, reminding them of the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing every joyful moment. Their hands met instinctively, fingers entwined as if to seal the unspoken agreement that no matter what storms might come, they would face them together. In that quiet room, bathed in the fading golden light of the afternoon, their hearts aligned with a singular hope, a wedding that would not only celebrate their love, but also honor the strength, compassion, and gratitude that had defined their journey. For Diem, the thought of exchanging vows in a sacred space, surrounded by those who loved them, brought a warmth that no hardship could diminish. And for Toan, the idea of making her dream a reality stirred a determination as fierce and tender as his love. In the hushed serenity of that moment, the floodwaters, the chaos, and the exhaustion of the past seemed to fade entirely, leaving only the bright, unshakable vision of a day that would mark the beginning of their forever. They sat together, hearts beating in quiet unison, ready to step into a future radiant with promise, hope, and the enduring power of shared love. After returning from the small village where the floodwaters had left their mark, Diem and Toan found themselves settling into the quiet comfort of their home. The air still carrying a faint scent of rain and damp earth. The exhaustion from the past day's work lingered, yet it was accompanied by a profound sense of fulfillment, as though every act of kindness had stitched a little more warmth into their hearts. But even amidst this calm, Diem felt an undeniable flutter of excitement, the anticipation of a future they had often whispered about, a future that had always revolved around their shared dreams. As they sat together by the wide, sun-dappled window, watching the soft evening light scatter across the room, Toan turned toward Diem with a tender smile, his eyes reflecting both affection and curiosity. He had always known that the subject of their wedding would eventually come up, but seeing her in this quiet, contemplative moment made him realize how deeply she had envisioned it. "Diem, tell me, what do you truly want for our wedding day?" Diem's gaze lingered on the fading sunlight outside, her fingers idly tracing the rim of her cup, yet her mind was already painting vivid scenes of the ceremony she longed for. A smile tugged at her lips, and when she spoke, her voice was soft but filled with conviction. "I want our wedding to be in a church, Toan. I want it to be a place where our love feels sacred, where every vow we make is wrapped in the prayers and blessings of those who care for us." She paused, letting the weight of her words settle between them. "I want it to be a day that feels eternal, where warmth and life fill every corner, and where everyone around us can feel the joy of what we share." Toan reached out, taking her hands in his, feeling the delicate pulse of her excitement mingle with his own. He could see her envisioning the aisle lined with flowers, the soft murmur of prayers, and the gentle, approving smiles of friends and family. He imagined the flickering candlelight casting a golden glow on her face, the quiet reverence of the church amplifying the intensity of their emotions. Each thought made his heart swell with both love and determination. "I promise you, Diem," he said steadily and warmly, "that our wedding will be everything you've dreamed of. We'll stand together in that sacred space, surrounded by those who mean the most to us, and every word, every glance, every moment will be filled with the love and blessings that our hearts have always carried. Nothing will overshadow the meaning of that day. It will be ours, perfectly, completely ours." Diem leaned into him, resting her head against his shoulder, feeling an overwhelming sense of peace and joy. The worries of the past, the floods, the struggles, the countless small challenges they had faced seemed to fade, replaced entirely by hope and anticipation. Outside, the last rays of sunlight slipped beneath the horizon, casting the room in a gentle golden glow, as if the world itself was celebrating their promise. In that quiet intimacy, Diem and Toan allowed themselves to dream freely, to imagine the future in all its richness, and to feel, with every fiber of their being, that love was not just a feeling, but a life they were about to build together. Toan held Diem close, feeling the gentle rhythm of her heartbeat against his chest, a pulse that seemed to echo the unspoken promises that had been building between them for years. In the soft glow of the setting sun, the room felt suspended in time, a sanctuary of warmth and quiet intimacy. Every moment they had shared, from small smiles to grand gestures of support, now converged in the simple act of holding each other, reinforcing the bond that neither distance nor hardship could ever break. Toan's eyes, fixed on hers, reflected a depth of love and unwavering determination, a silent vow that transcended words. "I will make our wedding perfect," he whispered, his voice steady but full of emotion. "Everything will be exactly as you imagined, Diem. We will stand together in that church, surrounded by the people who love us, feeling every blessing and prayer that flows towards us. Every moment will be sacred, every glance meaningful, and every word spoken will carry the weight of our hearts. As he spoke, Diem felt a warmth spread through her, a mixture of relief, joy, and profound anticipation. She had always dreamed of this day, but now, with Toan by her side, the dream felt tangible, real, and within reach. Diem lifted her gaze to meet his, and in that instant, they seemed to communicate without words, a silent understanding of the life they were about to enter together. She imagined walking down the aisle, her hand in his, the soft rustle of her gown mingling with the gentle murmur of prayers and the loving applause of family and friends. Candlelight would flicker, casting a golden glow on faces that mattered most, each one reflecting joy, hope, and heartfelt blessings. The idea of exchanging vows in such a sacred, intimate space made her chest swell with emotion, and she felt tears prick at the corners of her eyes, not of sorrow, but of overwhelming happiness. Toan gently brushed a strand of hair from her face, his touch reverent, as though even the simplest gesture carried a promise. Everything we faced, every challenge, every triumph has led us here, he said softly. Our love has grown through the storms, and now it will shine brighter than ever. When we stand in that church, it will not just be a wedding. It will be the culmination of everything we've shared, every struggle we've overcome, and every hope we hold for the future. Diem rested her head on his shoulder, feeling the steady warmth of his embrace, and allowed herself to envision the lifetime of shared mornings, quiet evenings, laughter, and tears. Outside, the last golden rays of the sun slipped beneath the horizon, filling the sky with soft hues of orange and pink, as if nature itself was blessing their promise. In that moment, Diem and Toan felt an unshakable certainty. Their love, nurtured through kindness, resilience, and unwavering devotion, was about to be celebrated in the most beautiful and sacred way possible. Surrounded by family, friends, and the quiet sanctity of the church, they would step forward together, hand in hand, into a life full of hope, joy, and the endless warmth of shared love.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các khán giả của kênh Lý Tu Diem Review. Rất vui vì ngày hôm nay lại được gặp lại các bạn trong tập phim ngày hôm nay. Trong tập phim ngày hôm nay của chúng ta thì Diễm và Toàn đã có những giây phút ngồi lại với nhau sau khi đi cứu trợ và hỗ trợ những nạn nhân lũ lụt. Thì Diễm và Toàn đã trò chuyện với nhau và Diễm ngỏ ý là muốn tổ chức đám cưới của hai người ở trong nhà thờ để được tất cả mọi người chúc phúc và cầu nguyện cho tình yêu của họ hôm nay và mãi mãi sẽ được ở bên nhau. Mọi tình tiết hấp dẫn sẽ còn được kể ở câu chuyện tiếp theo. Các bạn hãy bấm vào nút đăng ký kênh để nhận được thông báo mới nhất về tập sẽ được phát sóng trên kênh hàng ngày nha. Cảm ơn các bạn rất nhiều và mong các bạn hãy lại bấm vào nút like và để lại bình luận ở dưới video nhé. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại. Bye bye.